testing my video quality. What I'm doing is revamping my YouTube channel. I'm really going to put a lot of effort into narrowing down my projected audience and what I would like to do with my channel. When I first started my channel, I was all over the place. I just did videos just to see if I could really do it. Actually, I videoed things that I had revamped in my home and different people's homes, because I have a lot of customers that I revamped their home. They like their items, but we just embellished them and rearranged some items. I showed them what I did. I also did cabinets. Instead of tearing them all out, I restored them and learned to build on what we already have. Then after I did all that, I started a daycare. I only have 5 children, and I'm legal. I went through the steps to take all my classes and to turn my business into an LLC. So I did all that. I've been really busy because my first goal was to retire. I retired. I stayed longer than I should have. My original goal was to retire in 2011. I was eligible in 2010, and I was 55, and my mother passed in 2011, so that kind of slowed me down and just had me stay longer than I anticipated. We moved in 2017. We had built a house on Camarillo Court, and we was there about 17 years. Beautiful home. But we really wanted to come back into the city. My husband's desire was to always have a home like his grandparents. They lived on 52nd and Broadway, and had a beautiful home up there. And our house is similar to that. It's a Tudor home built in 1925. So I have really enjoyed it, decorating it and making it us. You know, I just thank the Lord for that. And then we start focusing more on the church. The pandemic happened, and we couldn't do some of the things that we want to, even though we are still trying to pay it off. I think we owe like $3,700 on the church. We bought it in 2009, which I think is a major accomplishment. My husband was definitely home ownership. He does not believe in renting, giving away money, and he has been very, I would say, he's very knowledgeable in that area. He likes to show his membership that you have to build a foundation and show your children that it's possible to dream and to have things that you can call your own instead of renting. So we've been given a lot of financial seminars with Alicia Jackson. She is a millionaire in her own rights. She has 3 daycare centers. She's mentoring young people. She's a strong community leader, and she has been helping our members get back on their feet by just doing the basics, and I just love her for that. And we're just trying to push entrepreneurship. I grew up in the 60s, so I know what it's all about to know your blackness and know how important it is to maintain who you are. So that's why I decided to redo my channel and to really push getting my subscribers up, listening to the videos to help grow your channel, because I know with YouTube is very hard. I didn't think it was as hard as it was. I used to laugh about it at work. So when I retire, I'm going to be a YouTuber. I'm going to be a YouTuber. I'm going to have a YouTube channel. But I didn't realize the dedication, and you have to list pros and cons on what you really want to do as being a leader. I've always been in a leadership role most of my career at the post office. I was there like 42 years, so I had to define goals and learn to teach my supervisors to be accountable and my managers to be accountable. But I thank God for just putting me in those type of positions. So now that I finally settled down, because I retired in 2019, it just changed so much till I didn't understand why one group of people could get away with whatever by this pure color of their skin. And I know a lot of people don't like to deal with that, but most of my challenges in the post office was dealing with my own people. It wasn't dealing with Caucasians. It was dealing with African American men. And it was so hard to deal with them, because the main thing is they either used you to get ahead, or they used your sensibility to be sensible when you're making decisions in your mother instinct. But I just could not stoop to the levels that I would compromise my morals and my virtues and my statutes just to get a promotion. So it was hard for me to get promotions, but when God's timing, I finally got what I deserved. One of the challenges that was just impossible task that I was not going to deal with is that the white managers could get away with certain things and still get away with it and don't have to be accountable. They don't have to meet the challenges and be extra good like the African American managers have to be. And then they take the African American managers and pit them against other African American managers, and they want to push them to lower your standards, and I couldn't do that. I had managers that worked for me that were deceitful, was not loyal. I was very loyal to my managers. I believed in that. I worked hard. When I retired, I gave sick leave away because I'm that committed and loyal to the service that I work for, which was the United States Postal Service. And I thank God for that opportunity. But when I got tired, I just left. I could not deal with my people any longer. And I say my people, I mean African American people, because it was just too much. So when I decided to do my decorating, it was just too much. I was an interior decorator when I went to school. I'll never forget it. I was 19 years old, and the counselor of the school talked me out of it. So you don't want to be an interior decorator. For one, you're black. For two, you have to move to Chicago or New York. So that kind of discouraged me, and I moved to accounting. Go figure. But now that I notice, I've been a part of some decorator groups. I'm just giving you a brief highlight of what I did in these last 2 years. Everything's white, gray, gold, silver. No, they're beautiful. Don't get me wrong. They're very, very beautiful. But the creativity. We are African American. We are creative in the dance. We are creative in music. We are creative artistically, beautifully. Our color of our skin, our hair. We are just a people of creativity, and just to see that much sterilization in a decoration to make you feel that you're with the Joneses bothered me. So I never posted any of my creations, even though I've created a lot of things in my home and different people's homes. I just didn't want to do that. I don't want to be a part of a community that, in order for me to have, I told one of the girls on the group thing, decorate your house the way you want to. What makes you feel happy, and what makes you your person, your personality, your character. All that is important in your home. And I told everybody my house is very eclectic. I buy things that I like. I buy good things. My stepdad used to tell me, Bob Tanner used to say, you get what you pay for. I purchase items, big piece items that are going to last. So that means I pay a lot of money for them. But that's okay, because I know I don't have to buy new furniture every 2 or 3 years. So I did that decorating thing for a while. And I still decorate, and I still do. I just came back from Florida doing my son's condo. He got a new condo down there in Florida, and I decorated it. Just put little touches on it. Didn't spend very much. Went to the Goodwill, went to TJ Maxx, went to At Homes, went to Target. And just, I'm a shopper, so I just look for different manly things, because I'm a foo-foo person. I didn't want it to look foo-foo. I wanted to be, I know his personality pretty well, so he likes world things. He likes color. He likes creativity. He's an artist by trade. So I try to fix it where people come in and they conversation pieces. That's what I like about homes. You need, in your home, I don't care what anybody say, you need to create creative pieces that are conversation pieces. Like the picture behind me, conversation piece. My fireplace, conversation piece. My pillows, very much a conversation piece. And I just thank God how I wanted an old home that reflect me and my husband, how we grew up as a child. So after I did decorate my son's house, I came home and I had some really good friends, LaRue and Wilhelmina Alford, and I was at his house under undue circumstances that we shouldn't have to be there, but we was there. And he said, Cherie, because I'm an author of 3 books, and he said, Cherie, when are you going to write your next book? And I said, I'm not doing that. Guess what? I'm writing my book. And the reason why I think that really hit me in my heart was because I had been toiling with things that mentorship with some of the young ladies at my church. And I really want to write children books, and I really want to write self-help books that'll help women with their self-esteem and how they lower their standards to be happy. My main thing is, if you can't be happy with yourself, you can't make anybody else happy. For example, I've been wanting to dread my hair. Now, this is something really, really juvenile to some other people. But I was in a high manager position, and they frowned down on, at the time when I came up the ranks, on dreads. And I think that my dreads are pretty nice, but it took me a long time to go natural. I went natural for a long time. I wore wigs, I wore sew-ins, I wore braids. And my hair was actually natural for like 10 years, but I didn't want to be labeled as the African American girl. So I went to my beautician and I told her to cut it. She's a young girl, so she loved that. She cut it. And I said, put some color in it and just twist me. And I stayed twisted for like 2 years. But the minute I retired June 2019. And I know a lot of you go through the same thing that's in management positions, because I know in the state of New York, you could do that till here recently. This was considered a no-no, taboo. So August, Amethyst Hunt locked my hair. I stayed locked for like 6 months. I didn't like it. I took it all down. Oh, she was so mad at me. Then she locked it back. Now I've been locked a complete year. As you can see, it's really healthy. It's growing. But I'm saying this to say there's young people that will watch my channel that do your heart's desire. Don't let people put you in a box. Do not wear your hair locked. Or this lady told me at the filling station when we was coming home from Florida, your hair is so nice and it's so neat. And I understand what she meant by that. But she said, I would never sit there that long to get my hair done. How do you do it? And I just let her talk. I'd never answered the lady. Got in the car and I commenced to come home. And I thought about that all my way home. People are interested in how we look, why our hair has the kinky coils that it has, why that our skin has the the tone that I have. I was out to the beach in Cocoa Beach. They were out there paying good money to get that tan that we had. So I want to push the young women in my church, no matter if you cocoa, if you light skin, if you brown skin, to love the texture of your skin and love the texture of your hair, whether it's kinky, whether it's fine, whatever God blessed you with, to embrace it and to love it. I just thank the Lord for that. Just thank the Lord for just being confident in my own skin. And I've never not been confident. It's just that I limited it because I wanted to be an executive in my organization. Once I found out how executives act and I was around them a lot, that was not my calling. I was not going to lay my morals down and my beliefs and be a Christian. They feel like if you wasn't drinking, cussing, sleeping with women and all that you couldn't be a good executive. So I said, well, maybe I'm not called to do that. So then I just walked out and said, no, you guys can have it. If it means demeaning another person, and running to the boss every time you can't get your way, and to discredit other people to get what you want, then I don't need to be a part of that. I feel the same way in the church. I don't need a title to let me know that I was called by God to at 21 to carry His word and to speak among the people, even though I was hated. I'm talking about in the church. Even the competition now, people want to pit me against my husband because he's the pastor. You can speak better than him. You can do this. I wasn't called to be a pastor. He was. I was called to help him. So I just thank the Lord for that. As I do this video, I will put out a whole bunch of videos to let you know where we are. And I really appreciate you listening. And stay tuned to my channel. I want you to like, subscribe, and to edit my video. Give me your comments and list them below. And you have a good and blessed day.